Ladies and gentlemen, family and friends, welcome to this week's episode of Inside the Music, the Truth About the Truth, where we are here with none other than Victor Orlando, world-renowned percussionist, musician, and just all-around great individual. I am your host, TC Storm Caldwell, with my gallant, pleasant cadre of brothers, well, mentors for me, because I'm the young buck in the squad, Mr. KC Cousin and King Don DaCosta, and we are brought to you live right here by Three Pharaohs Productions in partnership with MovemRadio.com. Don't forget, we are the brothers doing what we do for the brothers right here. Take it away, fellas.
Okay, welcome back. This is KC Cousin with Inside the Music here with my main man, Don DaCosta, and our padre over there on the East Coast, TC. Like TC was saying, we have an extraordinary fellow musician on the show with us today. Percussionist extraordinaire, Mr. Victor Orlando. What's happening, Victor? How you doing today, man?
Hey, KC. Hey, Don. How you guys doing? I'm doing amazing. Good to see you.
We're doing well. We're glad to see you and happy to have you on the show.
Appreciate it. Thank you for inviting me, and I'm glad to be here.
Well, Victor, you have been in the game in this industry for a while now. You've played with some of the best and some of the most famous artists, such as you played with the Gap Band. You've played with some of the people from Earth, Wind, and Fire. You've played for Chaka Khan. So, having done all of this, why don't you give us some of the knowledge of your experiences having played with these people and how you actually got into playing music?
Well, it's been great. It's been a great ride. I attribute it all to God allowing me to play with the people I grew up listening to, liking and loving their music. Didn't ever think I was even in the category to do it until the phone started ringing, and I appreciated that. I took every call, gave my best for each one so that each call would go to the next call and say, hey, get him, he's blah, 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 get him. And it just kept snowballing from 79, 78, 79, coming to LA from Dallas, Texas.
Who was the first one, Victor? Who started the ball rolling?
It was actually, I went to Canada for 9 months playing with the group when I first got here, which kind of got my feet wet into playing. But when I got back, got some friends and we hooked up. Buddy Miles, Billy Preston, those were like the first two to come to mind. Some 80s groups, Gloria Jones, Chris Jackson out of Houston. So all of those people started picking me up to play. And I was basically kind of bouncing around group to group. And I got a phone call from Yarborough Peoples and Robert Goody Whitfield saying, hey, we're all from Dallas, so we're homeboys. And it's like, hey, we're getting ready to go on tour with the Gap Band. You want to go? Yeah. So I ended up playing with all three groups on that show, which was something unheard of. I started playing with Yarborough Peoples and Goody, and Charlie ended up asking me, choosing me, wanting me to play with Gap. So I did the tours, I did albums. I did one video with Gap Band, and it just was a whole big ball of beauty. But after that, or as that was going on, I was still branching out to other groups. Ozone, which allowed me to play behind Tina Marie, Smokey, because it was a Motown group. So I got a chance to play with them behind Motown acts, and just kept bouncing around, playing with different artists that come through. I ended up with a group that was on the same label when I was with Gap Band. Switch was on the label of Total Experience. They were on Motown at first, but through the years they ended up on Total Experience label. I got to know the guys. Fast forward to a couple of years ago, we're at a concert, hanging out. I'm at a bowling tournament, actually hanging out, and they're performing. Say, hey man, give me a number. We're getting ready to go out and do some things. Bam, I'm out with Switch now. You know, a whole fast forward from something that happened back in the 80s. But that's how my life had been. It was a phone call away from this, that, or the other. Shaka Khan came along in the middle of that mix. Bobby Watson from Rufus took me to see Shaka and said, hey, want to see if we're going to use Vic on percussion. She said, oh, I know that boy. Go get yourself. Come on. Bam. just that simple. I mean, no, the one time I had an audition, I'm at my donut shop that I work at. I work at a donut shop, middle of the night shift. My niece calls me because I'm like, you want me to bring some donuts home? She says, it's a guy called you. His name is LL Cool J. He said he wants you to come to audition. I said, stop playing with me, girl. Ain't nobody named LL called the house looking for me. I got to the house and called a number. It was LL, and they wanted me at the studio to audition. And that's how I ended up doing LL Cool J. So God just, whenever God decides to drop a star on me, or drop a celebrity, or drop an act, or drop a local group, I thank God for it. 50 years of doing it.
Here's the thing for you. You're a percussionist, okay? Now I got a Hispanic background, and I see you with the congas. That's family stuff, because my uncle was Willie Bobo. His best friend was Mongo Santa Maria. So I know all about those instruments. Now, you got to tell me, why did you take up those particular instruments?
Wow. Well, what happened in high school, I was in the marching band, playing tenor drums in high school. And so football season was over, moved to the band room. It's symphony season. Symphony season's over, moved to jazz band season. Jazz band season comes up. There's a line of marching band drummers wanting to play drums in the jazz band. So I'm at the end of the line, and my band director says, I already got the drum chair filled for the jazz band for the rest of the year. But there's some congas over there. If you want to play them, you can be in a jazz band playing that. So I'm like, okay, I'll take that just to be playing. So me with my little Latin background, I'm like, okay, that sounds cool. I started playing and I was enjoying it. But it wasn't until the movie Woodstock came out, and I went to see Woodstock, and ladies and gentlemen, Santana. And all of a sudden, I'm like, oh man, Congos. And they up front, and they right next to Carlo. That's what I want to do. That ended it. That was it. From that point on, I still play drums to this day, a kit. But it has to be congas, bongos, timbales, all of that.
You guys always did end up on the front line. I never thought about that. Y'all always did end up on the front line, right next to the lead singer.
Yeah, well, no, not everybody, not always. In Latin music, yes, we're up front. In Latin music, we're up front because it is the drive. There is no drummer in Latin music, so it is the driving rhythm to keep everything glued. But in R&B music, a black artist will put you in the back next to the drummer in a heartbeat. Oh, put your congas back there next to the drummer on the side. And I'm like, okay, let me go back to my Latin music because that's what I saw Carlos Santana and them do. Homeboy was up front. But then I put my own group together. I'm like, well, then I don't have to argue with nobody about where I'm going to stand. And it wasn't an ego thing. It was just, I'm here to do a show and you're going to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because in Latin bands, congas right next to the timbales.
Yeah, congas, timbales, and the singer. And the congas, they keep the whole thing going.
Yeah, because I grew up in the same neighborhood where Tito Puente lived.
Wow.
And in Spanish Harlem, you go down 110th Street to Central Park, they had concerts there every summer. the place would be packed. So, I mean, I grew up on that because that's where I lived. So, you know, and my father was Puerto Rican. So, you know, that was all in the house.
Wow. Well, that's the life of having it daily. That's the difference between a person making it and a person not making it. Not to say not making it as money wise. We have to deal with bills, car note, rent, gas bill, light bill, blah, blah, blah. We got to deal with that and put a job with that. Some people, it's handed down in their lineage and it's there culturally, like in the Latin communities. You open up the door and you don't hear nothing but congas in the whole apartment complex. Somebody's playing. But in our country, Texas area, you had to go to work. When I came to LA from Dallas, my uncle said to me, "Oh boy, you can't be laying around here. You got to get up and go get a job. You got to go to work. Everybody in this house go to work every day." I said, "I come up here to play music. I didn't come up here to go to work." But that's what we had to do. So that I don't want to say it prolonged what I'm doing. I had to do both. I did both. I didn't just sit around and play.
Yeah, because back then, one of the major groups that I used to listen to was a group called the Allegra All-Stars.
Yeah,
Exactly. You had Eddie Palmieri, Charlie. You had all Chombo Silva, you know.
Yeah. Now, those were the groups. I listened to all of that stuff coming up. I actually got subbed out for Willie Bobo one time. Willie actually asked me to play in his, because he was sick.
Uncle.
So I got and that's how I ended up meeting Eric Bobo, and we became friends. But right now, if you look on some of my videos, I will be announced by the band director. "Ladies and gentlemen, I want to introduce Victor Orlando Escobedo." Pops will say that in a heartbeat. Like if I am at some show and he calls me up to play, he calls me his other son. And you know, me, Sheila, Peter Michael, Pops, Juan, we're all playing on the same stage. I mean, it's just a dream come true. It's music.
That is correct.
So Vic, what you doing now? What's happening now?
Right now? Well, the COVID happened and it shut everybody down, and it depressed me for a minute. I got a little low on it, and then God touched me. It's like, you know, I got something for you to do creative wise. So I started writing songs again. I'm on my second movie. I have one movie already finished, and they're both finished, but we just haven't got the funding to start shooting. But I wrote 2 more songs and another movie during the pandemic time. So right now I'm in the middle of promotional tour, a promotion for the 2 songs I have out. The Passage is an African tribal spiritual song that I came up with. Very moving, powerful message with amazing African rhythms. And then because we were in COVID, because I was depressed, I said, I got to do something so can just shake this depression off and just have a good time and party. Even if you just close your front door and turn this up and just, it's time to party. And that's what I came up with. It's time to party. Although it is not totally over, but it is definitely time to party. So I came up with that. Right now I'm on 15 stations that's being played across the world. And just trying to do that all while I'm waiting on a couple other things to happen.
Well, I've seen that video and I've heard that music. What created that vibe for you to actually, because it's a video of joy, you know, it's over with. I'm here. You can see me, you can listen to me.
Which one? Time to Party?
It's time to party.
I was just sitting at my TV. BET had a special on go-go music of Washington, D.C., the D.C. Go-go sound. And I'm sitting there, I already knew Doing the Butt from EU and from Spike Lee's School Days movie. I already knew that song and the sound. But I'm sitting there at my desk and at my table, I'm just tapping away. I'm like, man, this is bad. I'm sweating. I mean, I got so into it, I'm sweating. And when I finished, the step thing was over, and I was like, that's nice. And then words start coming to my head. And I picked up the phone and was like, okay, I need to take this, listen to it. I hit play and started playing on the table. And then I'd go to my keyboard and I'd find stuff. And then it just started building and building and building. Went to the studio, and there it was. It turned out to be amazing after that.
I'll tell you what, TC, let's take this with TC. Why don't you cue that up and play that for us?
Whoa, yeah.
All right, go break for a second. What's this? Oh.
Y'all looking for me, fellas?
That's
You can't
fair.
be looking for me because we can't look for me because we about to take this break right here and give you a word from our sponsors right here on Inside the Music.
Okay, so how long were you doing the video, Vic? How long?
Huh?
When did you do the video?
We cut the songs in August, and they were ready for release in November. I had a big birthday party video. We went in October and shot the videos for these songs. Since COVID had happened, I normally have a birthday party every year that I perform at. People come, we all have a big party. But COVID happened, so I ended up doing it online. A friend of mine had his video on a couple of weeks before. Bootsy Collins had did a video where he had his birthday party and premiered his new album. And I said, that's exactly what I'm getting ready to do. So I got his producer to do the same thing for mine. So he had a gang of celebrities come through his and say, happy birthday, Bootsy, blah, blah, blah. And he called me up and asked me to be one of the guest MCs for his video, doing what I do, which is Richard Pryor. So I was Richard Pryor on Bootsy's videos, and Tommy Davidson Jr. was Sammy Davis Jr. So we were the two co-hosts for his birthday video. So I turned around and did my birthday video. Bootsy came on, some people from Living Color came on, some actors came on, family members came on, and we premiered those two songs that I did on that video that night. And November 9th is my birthday. So we premiered it on that date.
So what's the second song?
The second one is called The Passage. The Passage. If you think of Harriet Tubman and the slaves being led to freedom, they were led under a passage. They were led underground. They were led, and they had to stay on that passageway to be safe. So my song mentally was, in life, you got to stay on the pathway. You got to stay the passage. Let God take care of everything else. But if you stay there, he's going to get you to the other side. So that's the inspirational message to it. But the music came as an African, it was going to be an African tribal instrumental until I thought of the lyrics. So at night, I would get up, and on my way to bed, I would grab my kalimba and I doom 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 doom. I like that. So I'm hearing melodies, and as I'm going to bed now, I got that melody stuck, and I'm building on it while I'm in the bed. I can't sleep now. So what do? Pick up the phone and start singing. I don't write music like a traditional person. I sing my bass lines in the phone. I sing my guitar riffs in the phone. I tap on the pillar my drum parts, and I sing out the horn parts. I sing that, but when I turn around and get to the horns, I say, here's your part, now play. And that's how they get their horn parts. There's no charts. It's all out of here onto the musicians, and then back at me through the studio. And then I'm like, that's what I want now. And I let the musicians do them. I let them be them. I give you 60% of me, and you give me 40% of who you are and what you do. I have Vernon Reed from the group Living Color on my Part-Time to Party song, guitar. I shipped him the tracks in New York. So he put those on and sent them back. I'm like, perfect. For the passage, I'm writing an African song. I can't use a Latin bass player because I know where they're gonna go. I don't want to use a black bass player because they're gonna go funk. That's not the. I sent it to an African bass player from Cameroon, Africa, friend of mine. He lives in Florida. I sent him the tracks.
Get that pocket. Get that pocket.
He laid that African pocket in there. All we did was listen back to it. We didn't have to adjust it. We just let it play because he was there. And on this song, I had saw this young boy play steel drums. Like I used to play with Calypso Rose and the Mighty Sparrow from Trinidad. I was engulfed in Caribbean Trinidad music for 7 years. So steel drums was like, oh.
Yeah.
I got this young kid plays out at Venice Beach for nickels, dimes, quarters, and dollars. He is so amazing. I said, Shoy, I'm gonna get you on something one day, bro. I called him up for the passage. It was a match made in heaven. Putting steel drums in an African song with a spiritual top. I was like, wow, what did I just create?
And that was the passage too. That was the passage from Africa over to the islands.
Yeah, exactly.
That was the passage.
Exactly. And see, I didn't know that until I did it, how it was coming back at me. And it came back so wonderful. I'm like, I'm sitting in there thinking, like I said, it's going to be an instrumental. And then God said, okay, I got some lyrics for you. Like, okay. And I'm hearing it. We will. Oh, where's a pencil? Quick, where is a pencil? Because it was coming fast.
Okay,
so I wrote them down.
Okay,
yeah.
Wait. TC, you got to play this one for us. Where you at, TC? Come on back in here, homeboy.
Give me something.
I need to hear. I need to hear the passage, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to turn this over to TC so TC can take us to the passage. Take it, TC.
Ladies and gentlemen, being exclusively premiered right here on Inside the Music, Victor Orlando's The Passage. Y'all just heard it right here, ladies and gentlemen. The Passage by Victor Orlando, brought to you directly from the brothers right here at Inside the Music, the truth about the truth. And I don't know if y'all were listening, but that was a lot of truth right there. Right, gentlemen?
Hey.
Sure was. Victor, now let me ask this. Now that you've done that, do you plan on doing another collaboration of the two sounds of the island in Africa together?
No, I'm gonna do some other songs to make a whole album later. These are the first two that we put out right now. And I have some amazing people on them. They're good friends of mine, they're industry people. They brought this thing to a whole nother level. The Time to Party song, it is going to be, I want to say world premiere August 1st. We're going to do a big promotional premiere August 1st for that.
What's the label?
Orlando Records. Orlando Records. And as we were talking earlier, yes, I have all of my publishing 100% actually on a piece of paper over there. I got all my copyrights 100%. Everything is all mine right now. I'm not trying to give somebody 65% so they can put it out. I'm going to put it out and still keep the 100%.
Yeah.
And just let God make it do what it's going to do.
Well, man, this has been a good day, man. Strong conversation. So check this out, Victor. I'm gonna get a little selfish on this one, man. I'm gonna get your email address from Don, man. I got I found literally a whole album's worth of material that I did during the pandemic that I wasn't even aware of. You know, you know how it is. You just playing, just doing what you do and taking up time, you know. And so I got some stuff, man. I'm gonna send you some stuff, man. I want you to slap on it for me, man.
Oh no, appreciate it. I actually, because of pandemic and how it shut down, I am a in the studio musician with everything. But all of a sudden now people are sending me tracks and I play on them and send them back. I guess that's the new norm. So I look up. Yeah, I look up and I get this call from Jay King from Club Nouveau. Look at all these rumors guy. And he's doing a soulful bossa nova album. And he wanted me to lay tracks. So he sent me 9 tracks. I did 9 tracks on his brand new album, Soulful Bossa Nova. And so that's how I've been doing it. If you got tracks, send them to me. I take them to my engineer. He pulls them up. I put it down, send it back to you. I send about 2 or 3 stems of everything I'm doing so you can have stuff to pick from to make sure you have enough stuff.
Yeah, man. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna have to send you some stuff, man. I'm gonna send you some stuff, man. Yeah, so you know, I guess it's about time to wrap this thing up. We've had a nice day. Our last episode when we had Dr. Debenham on, we spoke with him and we got some really informative information in regards to cancer and everything. If you want to see that, you can check online and go back on last week's episode. I see TC is like kind of disappearing. Oh, here you go. He was kind of gone there for
I haven't gone anywhere. You couldn't get rid of me inside.
Man,
well,
I just want to tell Victor what a great deal. You know, I'm gonna have to say this. You know, everybody has a job. You know, and Don will be the first one to tell you stay in your lane. You know, but you know, I got to give Don props because he's been bringing on some very influential people. Victor, one other question I want to ask for new cats out here that are starting, because the game is different now. Like you said, I grew up in the studio just like you did. I grew up standing next to 6, 7 other guys in the studio. The last 10, 15 years, I've been engineering and producing. I'm the only cat there. You got any tips that you want to throw out to cats right now? Get your music. Wait a minute. Here go the tip. What did you do other than your reputation to get your music placed out here so it's being heard?
To being heard now?
Yeah. In today's market, other than your reputation, because our reputation does a lot to proceed to open doors to get stuff out there.
Exactly.
So is there any tidbit that you willing to throw out there that'll help a cat that doesn't have a Victor Orlando name and reputation?
Right. Well, and see, I'm not even there yet. I open doors with, hey, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Victor Orlando. I'm from the Gap Band, Shaka Khan, LA Cool J, and Bobby Womack. That was then, but this is now. Here's my brand new single, Time to Party. Would you give it a listen? And at least that cracked the door open for me to slide that CD through there so they can listen. But that helps to have that background, because in this business, hi, I'm Victor Orlando. Want to hear my song?
Yeah, who? Right.
No.
Who? What? But the young folks, they don't understand it, because now this internet has made them think they're superstars before they even peed in their pants good. And it doesn't help them. And I try to tell them the one thing that's gotten me 50 years this year of playing since high school to now. I graduated in 72. I told my mother, I threw the hat up. I said, you going to college? I said, I'm not going to college, Mom. The stage is going to be my college for the rest of my life. Every day I'm going to go to class. I'm going to be on that stage. I'm going to learn from whatever artist is in front of me as my professor. I'm going to learn from my other classmates. And when that Charlie Wilson stage is over, the next day, the next year, next 2 years, I'm going to move on to a Shaka Khan stage. There's going to be a different stage to be on every year. And that's going to be my teaching of what I'm doing. But what I tell musicians, which has gotten me so many jobs, don't just sit there and play rap music all your life. What you're doing is going to die. It's going to die out. Don't just sit there and just be a country western artist all your life. Listen to every form of music there is on the planet. I would not have written an African tribal spiritual song. Those words never came out of my mouth until I did it. Why? Because I heard African tribal rhythms in my head. And when I finished that song, I went to YouTube and I pulled up, let me see what African tribal spiritual music sound like. And I was like, oh, snap. That sounds like my song. I was that freaking close to actual Africans.
That's a God gift. That's a God gift.
Man, I was that close to that.
That's a God gift.
It's telling these cats, listen to, I wouldn't have got picked up by LL Cool J if I hadn't known who he was playing that kind of music. I wouldn't have got picked up by this white boy saying, hey man, I'm looking for a percussion player that can play the timbale solo in the song Frankenstein. I'm the guitar player from Edgar Winter. I know that solo. I'm on.
Wait a minute. You played that solo?
Not with Edgar Winter, but with the guitar player.
Oh, I'm ready to say player, because that was my jam, man.
Oh no, that's the jam. But it's the fact that I knew that song. I played it growing up. Yeah. And he called and asked me, and I'm like, I ended up having to teach the drummer his part because he didn't know it. So I tell everybody, no more than one style of music. I have a Grammy-nominated CD out. It has funk, jazz, Latin, Middle Eastern, African, and a ballad on the CD. I went in all of those different genres so that you don't pigeonhole me in, oh, he just an R&B, or he just gonna play an album, ain't got nothing but a bunch of congos on it. I played music of different cultures on that album, and I got work from each one of those different cultures because I hear the music. I hear it and I play it. And to get from these people how authentic it is, and I'm not even Middle Eastern, but I put out a song, East of Egypt. And I got belly dancing jobs out of that, playing behind a belly dancers, because my East of Egypt was a belly dancing Middle Eastern type of song.
What's the name of that album? What's the name of that project? Victor
Orlando in the House. It's a Grammy-nominated CD. I got 9 Grammy nominations on it. And one of my songs, my Latin song, Argentina, is in a movie called For the Love of Money. Music supervisors went through the thing. They needed a Latin song. Well, if I'd have just been an R&B artist, I never got a song in that movie. They were looking for a Latin song. So Argentina ends up being in the movie. If you look over the back of my shoulder, God blessed me to get a star on the Walk of Fame.
Yeah, I see it back there, man.
I played in this, I was playing somewhere and this guy came up and said, I got to give you a Hollywood Walk of Fame star that you can carry in your lifetime. So I got a Lifetime Achievement Award for percussion without being dead.
Yeah, I saw it back there, man.
And I thank God for that, because it's like all I'm doing is playing, hearing, listening, teaching, talking, and moving on. That's all I can do.
And I just want to say, with regards to the diversity in your music, diversity in the background, that I appreciate hearing that. I told the gentleman, my co-host, and I tell, different folks, my coming up in the business coming up as the son of a doo-wop singer. And when I decided that I wanted to rap instead of sing, he was like, man, that music, that ain't gonna be around. That's what? Come on, that's a fad. Needless to say, he's my biggest fan, just like I'm one of his biggest fans for what he's done. And the one thing that he told me, he said, the business side, make $5 while everybody else is making $1. So that meant even doing rap music, make it so that everybody can consume it and being a part of it. Don't just stay hardcore. Don't just do party. Don't just do street. Do it so that the children can hear something positive. Do it so that people will know that you got a brain in your head and use some of those SAT words I hear you using in your regular conversation. Do the street stuff because you're from the street. You're just not of the street. Those type of things. And then for me, the ingenuity that I got was from hearing music such as yours and such as what KC might have been doing in different genres of music. When folks heard me rap over classical music, like actual operatic classical music, they lost it because it was the fact that we just didn't want to be what you would normally think, hear, and have the idea of from rappers at that time. And it carried over into everything. So to hear you say that, and again, being in such experience in this business and hearing the same things being said over and over again, I knew that my father was telling me right. I thought he was crazy back then because I was about 14, at that time. So, I spent a lot of time doing this music business thing too, since a child. And he was the only person that I trusted. So to hear, gentlemen like yourselves who are as accomplished as you are, doing what you're doing and continue to push that thing forward and still evolving even after 50 years in the game, to still be evolving, that is a wonderful, wonderful thing. And I definitely, thank you for what you've contributed to the music business thus far, what you continue to contribute, and the opportunities that people, hopefully like myself, will get from establishing a relationship with you that is beneficial and productive. Something that's going to be some tangible and substantial, not just a bunch of rigmarole and just some talk. Because although we're talking here, these are teaching moments. These are lessons that we're trying to give, as we said early on, and as you see in my background, we East meets West right here. We're trying to transcend the age gap, those boundaries, because folks don't know how much music that they might have sampled that is you playing in the background when they sample Shotgun, when they sample the Gap Band, when they sample Earth, Wind & Fire. How many Victor Orlando beats do you have in your sample music that you think you just got it from one person, but it came from someone totally different, and with such dynamic intent. So I just want to say thank you, and thank you for being with us and sharing with us everything with the music to the prostate cancer experience and the information and ideas that we need to have to continue to grow in both arenas. Thank you.
No problem. One thing you just said, turn that one thing into 5 things. I made it a thought problem process and said, you know what? This is how successful I want to be. I want to make money while I'm sleeping. While I'm in the bed sleeping, there's money being made while I'm asleep. Now, how do I do that? So what I do every night is on this computer, getting my music, CD Baby. I'm on 27 platforms. I've already gotten a check from CD Baby from the platforms that is buying my music. So I'm like, okay, you must be doing something right. You made $50 while you were asleep. Now let's put some zeros behind that, and you're really doing good. but that's that's including selling T-shirts out and CDs out the trunk. Out the Trunk Productions is still in operation. I'll go somewhere and sell a CD and a T-shirt in a heartbeat.
Now, while speaking of selling CDs and merchandise, please let the folks know if they want to purchase merchandise, if they want to follow you, find you after all is healed up and everything is well. And in the meantime, how can they get in contact and follow Victor Orlando?
Well, I'll let my uncle tell you because he's my spokesperson. My uncle is here. Can I come and talk to them people? Well, I want to tell everybody how they can get the music. You see, you go on the boy's website. The boy got a website. Boy famous. He got a website. It's www. It's 3 W's now. www.VictorOrlandoShow SHOW.com. Now that's where you go get the merchandise and the CDs and the T-shirts. The boy even got a calendar. He got a 2021 calendar. All right, Uncle, that's enough. Go. My Uncle Rich he comes and does some stuff for me every now and then. I let him be my spokesperson.
Tell Uncle Rich that Storm said thank you very much for that information. And ladies and gentlemen out there in TV land and podcast land, as you follow Inside the Music and we continue to grow, our guests that we bring here are here for you, not just for entertainment purposes, but for business purposes, for music purposes, and for great knowledge and information that the brothers need to bring to the brothers, because we want to be a platform that men can facilitate information, good information for other men. And that's what we're here for. And we're doing it with Inside the Music, the truth about the truth. There any closing statements from my brothers before we sign off?
Yeah, before we get out of here, man, let's holler at some of those sponsors, man.
Yes, of course. We gotta holler at the sponsors,
yeah,
baby.
I am 17.6. Let's holler at everybody, Oh, let me say this. I held this up. I was being tacky. I am 17.6. I am what they call it? Tacky? Yeah. This is my daughter's company, but my daughter got this hair growing serum, man. About a year and a half ago, the top of my head looked like a little baby had stomped his foot on my head, man. And to the point where I had to just go ahead and acknowledge and accept the fact that I was going bald.
You got baby hairs now?
No.
You got baby hairs now?
I got a head full of hair. My hair grew back.
Wait. You just said you just put some stuff up there. You got some new, so you got all of them.
I got a head full of hair. Donna tell you.
It was a landing field. It was vacant.
That's what I'm saying. He got them 60-something-year-old hairs and then got them new baby hairs up there.
He got the trees growing. There's foliage there now.
I got a head full of hair, man. So, we need to holler at our sponsors. I just figured I'd give a plug to my daughter and her company.
Well, give that plug.
I am 176.com. I am 176.com.
I am 176.com.
Yep, the number 17 and then 6, SIX. I am 176.com. I don't know if I had to get up and walk over there. But
yeah, we're gonna have to get a plate for that to do on the broadcast.
I'm gonna put some before and after pictures up there. Y'all gonna laugh at the before, but y'all gonna
no, we're not gonna laugh because we're gonna need to sell that. So with that being said, I am 17six.com for your hair growth needs. If your brothers out there got the landing strip like King Don was talking about on King KC, make sure you go ahead and holler at I am 17six.com. Our other sponsors are MovemRadio.com, the home of Inside the Music, the truth about the truth. Also Source 3 Entertainment, Studio 204, as well as Storm E Weathers Entertainment, which is housed by Storm Chasers LLC. Holla at your homie. And dig this right here, baby. As much as we love being here, we got to go. But with that being said, we want you to always go to InsideTheMusic.com, and you can check out all our episodes online, and make sure that you come and see us right here. Same time. For right now, it's every other week, but we're going to get back at you with some more information. Holla at your big homie. He always around, and you see me with my two old heads right there. East meets West, inside the music, the truth about the truth. Let's go, baby.
I was just dreaming.
$1,000,000 I'd buy some love just to get to you.